How you doing? I'm Carlos, the owner of NVS Audio in Roselle, New Jersey, and welcome to Tool Time Tuesday. Today I want to talk about the Liumy handheld oscilloscope. My good friend Jeff Smith put me onto this. It's entry-level oscilloscope. The resolution's not that great, but for somebody who can't afford something like the one that we use here at the shop, because these scopes are about $500. We have 5 or 6 different scopes in the shop. Our most expensive is over $2,000. Our entry level that we use every day is $500. It's TPI 440. It's a really good scope. I've talked about this before, but I understand not everybody can afford this. There's no reason everybody cannot afford this. Was $82 with free shipping on Amazon. So if you can't afford $82, honestly, you shouldn't be working on cars. It's not as accurate as this scope, but I'm going to show you that it's accurate enough to where you can get good readings, check for clipping, check for distortion, set amplifier gains properly. We have it hooked up currently to signal generator. I've tested this before, so I know for a fact that this entry-level signal generator, this is like $30, it generates tones. The tones really don't matter because we're just testing to see where speakers are located in the car, but the signal coming out of this, hard clipped. Regardless of the voltage, it is a square wave, but I just wanted to show you that the meter can detect it. That's no gain. That's minimal gain. As you can see, it's a square wave all the way through. Obviously, if you use the Miamore, the SMD, Tony D'Amore signal generator, it has a high quality amplifier in it, so the signal is not clipped at all. Let me see if we can get away from the glare there. If you can see on the screen, it's, turn on the light. See that? No clipping of the signal at all. So we're going to switch it over to the Liumy. Every shop should have a meter. Every shop should have a scope. Before I bought my first scope years and years and years ago, I thought I can adjust by ear and I could tune by ear and I won't be that far off. So the first few that I did, I tuned it by ear like I normally do, and then I used the meter, and I noticed that I was 40% off, 20 to 40% off. It was a lot. See that? Nice clean signal from the SMD tone generator. I didn't change any of the settings on the meter. I just switched from one device to the other. You can see that. No clipping. $82 on Amazon. The resolution's not that great, but if you can't afford a better meter, or if you need an entry-level meter to start with to get a hang of it and learn how to use it, this is where you want to be. Then you can upgrade to something like this, and then you can upgrade to like the Fluke 123 or the we have a bit tune that has scope built in. We also have the audio control that has scope built in, and we have a big desktop dual trace oscilloscope. So please do yourself a favor, do your customers a favor. Pick one up if you don't have one in your toolbox. Learn how to use it. If you have questions, email me. I'm always willing to help. It's super simple. I want to give a shout out to Jeff Smith for bringing this to my attention. I didn't know there was a usable scope on the market, something reliable for under $100. There's really no excuse not to have one. I'm going to take you in the back and do some amplifier testing to show you guys how good it really works. Follow me. Okay, as you can see, we have it. A Liumy meter hooked up next to our TPI 440 that we've had for years, our go-to meter in the shop. But as you can see, we have 2.7 volts going in, 849 hertz. Both meters reading exactly the same. We have our test amp hooked up, it's 50 watts by 4, and we have output coming out of our audio control DMRTA. So we're going to go ahead and adjust our output voltage until we hit clipping. This amplifier hits full power at about 16 volts. Both meters set to auto ranging. We're at 12 volts. Signal's still pretty clean. And there's the onset of clipping. The resolution on this meter is so low that you can barely see it. But if you look at the TPI 440, you can tell we're well into clipping. I'm going to push a little further into clipping. Really, really bad. So we're going to back it back down. It should clean up around 15, 16 volts. And there we go. We're clean at 12.5. We're pretty clean at 15.5. And at 18, we got some hard clipping going on both sides. Barely noticeable on the Liumy, but it's there. Pay attention, you'll see it. Clearly noticeable. We're running a Class D amplifier, that's why you're seeing this distortion. It's typical on most Class D amplifiers. And super hard clipping at 20 volts. No excuse not to have one. You're talking less than $100. This meter's about $500, so I understand if people can't afford it, but there's no excuse not to have this in your toolbox. Under $100 and it works really, really, really well. Thank you. See you next week.